Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting news coming out as of today when it comes to PlayStation, Xbox, and their kind of, I guess, low-key partnership. Now, as you guys probably know, Sea of Thieves has been announced and will be coming to the PlayStation in the very near future. And we've actually seen some astronomically good news when it comes to this. We're going to go break this on down and probably talk about it maybe throughout the next few days or so as more information comes on out. But right now, a lot of big things have happened. We're now apparently seeing that this closet and very low-key deal that was going on with the PlayStation and Xbox to basically make this come to the console. And as well, we also have like huge hype behind the game too as well, and a lot of other various things. So let's go talk about this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We're probably live up on Twitch right now for a comfy stream, and I appreciate y'all for watching. Let's go dive on into the video itself. So if you guys have kind of missed the news, I'm gonna go highlight some of this cool stuff over here. Sea of Thieves right now is the most pre-ordered game on PlayStation currently. If this was an experiment, then it's safe to say it's a success. They are going to make a good chunk of change from PlayStation users, and they expect even more Xbox games to come to PS5 and PS4. Now, I'm going to go and say I mimic a lot of this same exact vibe, where right now we're seeing that the Sea of Thieves game is pretty much like competing with Helldivers, competing with Final Fantasy, and the pre-orders right now are doing huge. Right, so basically, if you guys are curious on what Xbox's big acquisition plan is in terms of acquiring PlayStation users to play their games on, well, Xbox games on PlayStation, is that they want to go and have a lot of initial first, like, kind of rounds of testing. So Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, and all these other various games to see if people actually buy them, if they're excited for them, if, like, the overall vibe is there. And right now, with all these pre-orders showing, this is basically there. Everyone's excited for it. A lot of PlayStation users are hyped up for it. If you guys are yourself going to go pick it up from a PlayStation user's perspective, let me know in the comment section down below. But I do think a lot of folks are very happy with this. A lot of people want to enjoy this. A lot of people want to go and actually play these Xbox games on PlayStation. Because why not? It's just allowing cool cross communications between games and allowing people to go and do cross play most likely with, because we haven't seen it come out yet, but I'm assuming PlayStation users could also play with Xbox users as part of like the deal. And that's like really cool at the high level. But one of the bigger things out here to note on this is that we're now seeing specific quotes over here that Sony was personally helping right now with porting Sea of Thieves to PlayStation. Now, this does not mean like it's an official partnership per se, where it's like, oh my god, Xbox and PlayStation are besties or whatever it might be, but right now it's a very intriguing thing. Because typically, it depends on the game, depends on a lot of other various things. Usually, let's say you're Xbox, you're making a game and you want to sell it, PlayStation probably would not usually help out. So let's think about like a big AAA game. There are some cases where they'll have like cool exclusivity deals, like I'm sure Square Enix and PlayStation worked really well to get Final Fantasy 16 or 7 all put together on the consoles because that's an exclusive game. But sometimes we'll see various kind of what ifs. It kind of depends on the game. So a good example is, let's say, Baldur's Gate. Now, when Baldur's Gate came out, they actually released on PlayStation first because there was basically no issues, a lot more easy to code, and the game itself was good, and PlayStation made a lot of extra money on the initial first round sales because it came out there first. And then, after the fact that it was kind of publicized that they were having issues with Xbox, then with that, then they went over there and they worked on it and had a little chance for Xbox people to reach out and be like, hey, like this game's a monumental success, we want to put this on Xbox, what could we do to help? But I'm sure you guys probably imagine there is probably some like special cases for bigger studios that have these connections. Think like a Sega game or like a big, Elden Ring type style game. They'll be going and getting a lot of money. They know they're gonna make a lot of money. They might have a little extra things. But when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox working together, that's kind of on the unheard of side. But it would make sense because right now Xbox wants to go and make money on putting their games on PlayStation. That's a duh. Like they want to maybe become a publisher. They want to sell these games. They want to make money from these games. They want to do good things with these games. Like it makes sense. And then obviously PlayStation, it would almost just be a really rude move if they're out there and they're sitting and they're like, hey, bring your games to PlayStation. We have Xbox makes a big, huge showing, making press events and talking about this type of stuff. And then Sony kind of sat there just twiddling their thumbs. They're like, yeah, bring it over here. Now, like, what are you doing? So you have to like not forget that Xbox also will have to paying salaries for folks moving on over, brand new architecture. There might be trial and error. And it's one of those things where like, let's say you're a really good mechanic and your buddy's having issues with their car. They can still fix it. But at the same time, if you're good at it, why not just go help? You'd be like, hey, like if your buddy's trying to fix your car more so, maybe it's a better example, and trying to make you money or fix your sign or whatever it might be, and you understand, let's say maybe electrical work really well, but he's really good at working on engines. So you gotta go and maybe have them work on the engine, you work on the electrical work. Probably not the best metaphor because I'm stupid, but when it comes to this stuff, I think you guys get what I mean. It's kind of like if you're PlayStation and you can make PlayStation games and someone's trying to bring games to PlayStation, that's gonna probably be like almost like a white flag, like a truce out there. You kind of want to be the person who's gonna accept it. So right now, it's cool. It's like a very hidden partnership that they were working together. According to Joe Neti, the game's producer, throughout the port's development, Sony helped the team a lot, holding meetings with the Rare staff and even providing their own employees whenever they needed them. So this is like a huge win. Basically, PlayStation was literally loaning them employees, literally being like on there firsthand to make sure they have a good vibe together, and that's all you really need. Like that's a win. Like this is basically them sharing their resources for them to work together to make a dope game. And this is how I think the gaming community should be as a whole. There's almost no real reason not to do that. Like, if literally PlayStation's going to make money on these Sea of Thieves sales, they're going to make money. The people are hyped up for it. It's like the #1 pretty much pre-ordered game on the PlayStation console. So fans are excited for it. I enjoyed Sea of Thieves. It was a cool game. So why would you not want to go and just reach out a helping hand? Because you're going to be making money. Xbox will be making money. And once again, this is how the gaming community should be. Like, they're both scratching each other's backs, and they're like, yeah, if you need help, you're going to make us money, sure, we'll allocate the money for it. So even though when the project was still a secret, Sony was already working closely with Rare to make it possible. If we went to visit their studios, we had to go without wearing a Sea of Thieves t-shirt, as you can imagine why, commented the producer. Which is kind of funny, because this was meant to be more of like a low-key thing, very big NDA style stuff too as well. And they're like, yeah, we can show up. Like, imagine we have like a random low-key meeting and some people flying out, like some executives, game managers, like, people hosting online servers, whatever it might be, and just go and show up, which is dope. So this is the first time in Rare's 40-year history that we're developing on a Sony platform, which is incredible. It was quite surreal for us getting on a call and being presented with all of the set of slides about a platform that we never thought we would have the opportunity to go and ship on. But honestly, for our tech team, it was like, let's just get kits in and start experimenting and figuring this out. We had them hidden away in a secret part of the studio with frosted windows and no one could peek in. It was excitement as much as anything else. And this is really cool stuff to see. We're basically seeing people out here admitting and talking about the fact that they were part of like a secret project. And it was a fun secret project nonetheless, because it's been in the works for a while now, apparently, because it's just different type of architecture for PlayStation, different type of game, different type of coding. It's very similar, sure, and I'm sure people could figure it out, but it's really cool to see. And we're seeing like all those really nice vibes. It just seems like a really good collaboration. So Sea of Thieves created also Season 11 with PS5 players in mind specifically, and have revamped the game for a much more content pirate journey. So basically, Season 11 was like the prior expansion, and this has actually now been proving that this has been in the works for a while. People keep on thinking about this. They're trying to figure out the best way to go deal with it. Like, it's good. Like, I think this is awesome. PlayStation has been extremely helpful. They've mentioned and said they're so excited to be on the PS5, and it feels real to say. Heavy secrecy was involved, which means it was very likely, this is kind of calling out another leaker person, Jez, who has actually been very, like, not to pile on to it, because I'm kind of indifferent. I always like to report on news regardless. But yeah, a lot of people do not like this guy. Like right now, like a lot of people are saying like you've been called out like 15 different times, and we're now even seeing these official posts being like on how much they private, or how much they want to be private, and how much of these future Xbox games want to be extremely private too as well. Big NDAs, and you can even tell in those prior articles that they're like from the game directors, they have like blackout curtains. They're trying to keep everything low-key, which doesn't mean that sources can't go and still find out information, but a lot of people are kind of calling people out, being like, oh, you found this out, or you did this, and then like obviously even the higher ups are saying like no one really knew, like this is an NDA, we've been working on this for a few years now. So it's very interesting to go and see the whole gaming community basically being like, hey, you're a liar and stupid. Which I don't think that. I mean, I just appreciate anyone who talks about leaks, or even sometimes people are speculating, but at the same time, dang, like it's been a lot. But basically, I have a chance to say we had them hidden away in a part of a studio with frosted windows, and then Sony has been, kind of like recap what we said, Sony itself has been extremely helpful, holding regular catch-up calls, making its own tech staff available whenever needed, even when the project was still in the top secret side. If you went and visited their studios, they didn't have to wear these shirts. One huge benefit of preparing it to welcome a new community is that it has given the team an excuse to stop and think about the game's structure. Season 11 of the game, which launched in January, was developed with the knowledge that PlayStation 5 players will be joining soon. This has been in works for a very long time. So the onboarding system has been revised. It now offers a much more content pirate journey, with the content unlocking at a more manageable pace, and a quest board showing where to find new stuff that was once hidden in artifacts or map icons. And Rare is also planning to introduce an offline solo mode with the March update. You won't need Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus, says nigh. If you just want to come and play on your own, you'll get to play safer seas as a solo player, so you experience all the cool like content, see the progression, level up your character, and kind of just like, be a part of the gaming world too as as well. And then if you like it, you can go get the multiplayer and see where it kind of goes from there. But at the end of the day, I think this is very dope and very cool. I think this has been cool to see that there was a hidden partnership. I love seeing these two big game companies working together, and it kind of adds a little bit of like a hope in the future that maybe we'll see more of like a connection between the gaming community versus big back and forth in these console fights that are always happening. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. We're probably live up on Twitch right this second. If you guys want to say hello, subscribe if you guys are new, and give me your thoughts and comments, and if you guys are excited or going to pick up Sea of Thieves yourselves.